This is where we stayed last night. It's like an L shape, and it has a picture of Fuji on it, but everything here probably has a picture of Fuji on it. We looked at the map from our room. It was possible we might be able to see Fuji, but again, Fuji's being shy this morning. Even more indicators that you might have been able to see Fuji is this, but it's completely overcast right now.
Why don't you go up there and see if you can see Fuji?
Man, you're just trying to embarrass me.
Maybe he's up there. You don't know. Maybe by the time you go up those stairs, the altitude will get high enough and you'll be good to go.
Maybe the gadget can see through clouds. It's got like a microscopic looking for giant things.
Oh, now you're trying to talk me into putting 100 yen in this gadget.
Yeah. Maybe if you do that, just all the clouds part and we get to see it. You can also see Fuji-Q. There's a roller coaster right there. So you could go and ride a roller coaster right now.
And not see Mount Fuji from the roller coasters.
Yeah, I would highly recommend better weather for that. Fuji-Q, being able to see Fuji all day is pretty tits.
It's one of the coolest theme parks I think I've ever been to, at least as far as how good the roller coasters are.
Yeah, how good the roller coasters are and the sights that you can see from them.
We are doing our normal breakfast thing where we find an open bakery, which is the most fun thing ever. But to be honest,
it's really fun. Like I went to check for a bakery last night and I was like, yeah, we're looking for a bakery.
Yeah, they're kind of all the same, but they always have like little special differences between what they're serving. So we go in and we try to find things that are like, whoa, the camera's falling. We go in and try to find things that are a little bit unique. I think the camera will be okay. It's kind of perilously perched on the hood or on the dashboard.
Yeah.
So let's start off with, I guess, the weirder of the two things that we got.
This has anchovies in it.
Yeah, this is, what did we say that this had in it? It had anchovy. It's
anchovies, capers, mushrooms, olive, and garlic. It's basically like a delicious pizza, but it's really thin and seems quite light, so.
Yeah, capers. And garlic. Yeah, you said garlic. You said all the things. What am I doing? The camera's falling again. This isn't ideal. Let me see if I can wiggle it a little. Maybe it'll be more stable now. We're good at this.
Yeah.
Mine has got kaki in it, and it says it's like a bread that is from South Africa. And
it's a dense bread.
Yeah, it's really dense.
It's really heavy.
Is like a persimmon. And I feel like this is going to be the kind of bread that's going to rip my... Oh.
I would suggest pulling off.
Yeah, otherwise it's going to stab me in the brain.
Yeah.
It's like super, super sharp on the edge.
No. Use your hands.
What? I don't think I can rip that. I don't think I'm strong enough for that action.
I like that you thought that your face was strong enough, but that rip it apart. Because it's softer on the inside, and then you can put that part closer to your face. I want to try this too.
Okay.
That is a dense bread. Wow.
It's got like walnuts in it too, I think. Yeah.
This is like the most expensive bakery thing I've ever bought.
It was like 330 yen, which is kind of excessive.
Ow. Hurt my mouth.
You gotta rip it in the small pieces. Yeah. It's fine. I don't think the kaki is doing much.
Dude.
Did I not bite into one? Oh, I think I didn't bite into one.
Oh, yeah.
So
Kaki
it's like a
is
dry...
all over the place. Like, you said that and I was like, I don't know how I could escape it.
Yeah. It's like kind of dried, but not all the way dried.
It's still got a moistness to it, that's for sure.
And then I also got a pretzel, but this pretzel is a sweet pretzel. It said it was made with honey. And we were looking at these like white bits on here and we're like, is that...
Where do I put this dense bread?
Is this sugar or is it pretzel salt? You know what I mean? It's sugar. Which, I mean, I guess it would be weird. I don't know. Salt and honey could work, right? Like on a bread?
Yeah, they've been doing all sorts of crazy shit with salt and sweet. But one of the major things that's happening right now is that we are carbing up so that I can go up the mountain. Like, I don't know why this didn't hit me yesterday, but we could totally... I think the camera is off.
You were like, you should put it over here. And I was like, nah, it'll be fine.
So I can't believe that this didn't hit me yesterday. We could go up to Fuji. Like, we got a car. Mm-hmm. We want to drive somewhere. Mm-hmm. Fuji's right there. Mm-hmm. Why don't you just drive up Fuji and see what happens? Right? Yeah, totally. Yeah, just straight to the top. It's just a straight road. There's no curves. But sadly, there are probably going to be curves. So I'm eating food today so that I don't get car sick. I ate food yesterday, but I ate it at like 8 a.m. and then we started driving at 11. So my stomach was empty. I'd had caffeine. Today I'm not having caffeine. And yesterday I was not hydrated and I have...
I think before we go up this mountain...
Lots of water.
We can't go to the top, by the way. I was just joking. You can get to the 5th station, we think.
You can get to the 6th station.
Oh, the 6th station in the car?
You can get to both, the 5th and the 6th.
Okay. So, that's the 5th station is where we started our hike years ago when we climbed Fuji, and it's where a lot of people start their hike, unless you're Victor and you start from the ocean, but that's just insane. But I think maybe before we go up there, it might be wise to hit a convenience store and pick up some Calorie Mate, just in case.
And a toilet.
You can pick up the toilet?
Yeah. What's up, girl? Can I get in there?
Get in there. Is that the phrase you would use if you're trying to pick up a girl?
I'm putting stuff in there.
Good Lord.
I'm a flirt. We got to do this really quick before Fuji runs away, but ho dang!
Update on the trip that we were trying to take up Mount Fuji. We aren't exactly sure how this is going to pan out. When Katie was researching this last night on her phone, it seemed like it was possible to drive up to at least the 5th station, maybe even the 6th station, which I don't know if that's a thing or not, but the 5th station looks pretty possible even on Google Maps now. But we're punching the information into our Navi on the car, and it's like, yo, you can't go up there. It says like seasonally, it's closed. So it seems like I don't know who to trust, like Google, who has got access to the internet, or the Navi, who is Japanese. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how this is going to pan out, but I guess we can. And it's not that far of a drive to like start going up that direction from where we're at, so we can just try and see what happens. It also says there's a toll to get up there, which is an interesting place for a toll. But I guess if a road doesn't go anywhere, you got to pay for it somehow. So we're also a little worried that if the toll only takes like an ETC card, which is like you pay with a little card that you have to get, blah, blah, blah. Then I don't think we're gonna be able to get past that toll because we don't have one of those. But if it's like you can put money someplace, then maybe. So there's a lot of unknowns that are about to come upon us. We were thinking that like we were going to get to a point where we were going to be like, you know, roughing it, and we'd be the only people trying to get up this mountain, and like, oh, maybe it's closed for the season and stuff. But if you spin out here a little bit here and look forward, we are not the only people that are going to be trying to climb this mountain. There's a toll road and there's a booth up here, and we're sitting in line just to pay the toll to get up there, which we think is going to be around 2,200 yen. So it's a little expensive, to be completely honest. It's like $20 to drive up this road, but it's Mount Fuji. Maybe it's gonna be a fun ride with all these other people. I don't know if we're gonna waste some money here. We'll find out.
Forgot to mention that we rented a different car today. That's not really our car, that's somebody else's car. But he's taking pictures of that instead of this. I assume he'll take pictures of his car with Fuji in the background, but wow. We got up to the toll gate. It cost us 2,100 yen to get in. It's a 23-kilometer ride up to the 5th station, and we are now at the 1st station, which was like 1 minute from the toll gate. And we just decided we should get out and enjoy our time on this little stretch of road. And as you're winding down the road, you just get little glimpses of Fuji like dauntingly in front of you. It is amazing.
I think we're gonna get some dope pictures with our car too. There we go. Yeah. What's up, babe?
We've arrived at the 4th station. The other stations, there was really kind of nothing there. Or at least they didn't look like we should stop. And behind me, it looks like, on Google Maps, it looked like it was like a lava flow, like an old lava flow, like obviously not right now. But here, it kind of just looks like a landslide. So we haven't figured out what's going on up there, but they've barricaded it and everything, which seems like a good idea because even past it, there's some damage on this side too. And I don't know why I'm just looking at damage. There's like a viewpoint over there and I just walked away from it, but it's really cloudy, so there's really nothing to view.
We're inside of Fuji's bashfulness right now.
Yeah, I like that phrase. And, oh, I forgot what I was gonna say, but, oh yeah, there's snow on the top of the mountain, so I should have suspected that it's cold, but it's freaking cold. They've even got like a little food store at the forest station, which I think is kind of nice, and they've got some picnic tables, which seems, well, it looks like for COVID times maybe not so much a thing, but quite exciting if you want to get the octopus fritters.
We've come up a little bit further, and as we came around this corner, you can start to see the actual like definitive shape of Mount Fuji start to appear. It is weird because you're kind of on it, but you're kind of not on it yet. You know what I mean? Like you can still see like the snow in the conical shape or whatever. It's hidden now because it's constantly changing the way that the clouds are. But for a moment, you were like, that's definitely Mount Fuji. And another sign that you're definitely on Mount Fuji is the type of ground that you're standing on. And you're on this like very iconic color. For anybody that's hiked Mount Fuji has definitely seen this type of thing, but it's like this volcanic rock and it's like the red and dark colors and stuff like that. It's very, very much of what I remember when we did our climb up here.
We've gotten a good view. The clouds have broken a little bit. You can see some other mountains that are less impressive over there. And also there's a lake out there. We didn't know which one it was, but it might be one of the fujigo-ko. I'll figure it out later. Not gonna figure it out now because it is very cold and windy, and holy crap, we're getting closer to the top. Not that we'll make it up there for sure, but this is a good 20 bucks.
We've made it up to the 5th station, which I think is as far as we're gonna be able to drive on our trip up the mountain of Fuji here. And the view is dope. We'll show you in a few minutes. But before we go out, the 5th station has got kind of like a little, it kind of looks like a ski lodge a little bit, like the way it's been built and stuff, but there's like restaurants and like things like that. Like there's stuff to do sort of over there, like touristy stuff. And they've got a bunch of post boxes there. And we thought that would make a cool opportunity to sign, I have to sign my name on all of the postcards here for the Patreon Postcard Club. And then we'll be able to mail them from Mount Fuji. So when you guys get a postcard in the future of kyde on a mountain, it was mailed from kyde on a mountain, just not the same mountain.
So there's mailboxes. There were 4 mailboxes. 1 was completely sealed shut. 2 are taped closed, and this one is open, but there's a little sign on it that says you need to go in the store. I'm starting to wonder if I'm going to be able to send these postcards from here. When I filled out these postcards, I had no idea that we would be coming here at all. So I'm going to destroy them because this stamp exists.
Close enough.
It's close enough. It's supposed to look like this. We have thoroughly and possibly badly stamped a lot of these postcards, but it is what it is.
If you got a red stamp, it was from me.
If you got a purple one, it's from me.
Okay, stop.
Oh, so good. Okay, don't put it in there.
Yeah.
There has literally been a series of post box. Like, we 5 post box that we've walked past, and now we look at this post box. It has no sign, it has an open mouth, it is ready for the postcards, but I have to go over here and hand it to a human. Goodbye. So that mofo took the postcards, and he said, I'm gonna put this other stamp on it. We don't know what the stamp says. It might say something about Fuji, it might just say airmail. Let me know what that stamp says. He put that, he's gonna do that, and then he's like, I'll put it in the mailbox for you. What I think this man is doing is bogarting the excitement that is the mailbox. That's what I think he's doing. Because I guess we could have just waited around for him to stamp all of those, but I'm not going to wait around for him to stamp all of those to put it in the mailbox. I'll let him...
It's possible he saw that big pile and was like, I don't want to deal with a big loose pile of them in that box or something. Who knows?
Yeah. Interesting. It's very interesting.
In addition to the post office that's up there with the frustrating post boxes, is that how we're going to describe this?
That man should just be wearing an outfit that makes him look like a post box, and then I would have understood. I give it to that post box.
That's actually, yeah, that's actually pretty good.
It's not dressed appropriately.
But it is still cool that there's like literally a functioning post office that is up on this mountain, and they'll sell you stamps and postcards and stuff. So if you didn't come prepared like we did, you would be able to like just be like, oh yeah, let's do this thing and mail something from not the top of Fuji, but you know, the 5th station on the way up to the peak of Fuji. And so besides that, there's just a bunch of like kitschy little knick-knack tourist shop things with little kitschy knick-knack things, and there's snow globes, and the snow globes are cooler, I think, than than they have any right to be. They got one with like Mount Fuji in it. It's like 600 yen for this little snow globe, and I was thinking, maybe I need a snow globe in my life.
No. Next to it, there was just one that had nothing to do with Fuji. It was like a cat and a fox in a snow globe with golden stuff, and I turned it over and I put it back down, and I was like, man, this is stupid, but it's gorgeous.
And then like there's a bunch of knick-knack shops actually up there, like 4 or 5 of them, and there are some restaurants that are in like the upper floors of some of them, and we tend to avoid restaurants in these types of areas just because like you kind of run the gamble of just like, are you just eating tourist chow? And then like the reviews might just be done by tourists who are living in the euphoria of being on the base of Mount Fuji. So,
yeah, so something that might have gotten a 2 is going to get a 4. And...
Yeah. So, I mean, like if it came down to it and we had nothing else to eat, we would try that. And we don't really have anything else to eat except for, we have some emergency peanuts. But we're hoping maybe we can go back down the mountain and find something that's a little less tuned to tourist chow, but we're still kind of in the fujigo-ko area. So it might be hard to escape tourist chow at all. Like we might just be doomed to it. But you found a pretty good dinner last night, so maybe it is possible. The other thing that they've got up here in this little area, which again feels kind of like a ski lodge, is a shrine between the tourist knick-knack shops. There's a little shrine that's just kind of sitting back, kind of on the edge. And let me tell you what, the reason we're filming inside this car right now is because it is hella windy out there.
Yeah,
like,
and sometimes the car is shaking back and
forth.
Yes.
So one, it kills the audio when we film out in wind like that, and it just makes it a nightmare to watch. And 2, it's just really, really horribly cold in the wind. If it wasn't windy, it's around freezing outside. There's snow on the ground and stuff. If it wasn't windy, it wouldn't be that bad, but it just cuts through you. It's so cold, and we're not really wearing.
I am wearing. I came prepared.
I did not.
I came prepared. I am wearing. I have on like a camisole, then a sweater, then a jacket.
A camisole.
Okay, I gotta teach you about
the animal.
I gotta teach him about women's fashion. Hold on. So earlier, when you said stringy tank top, that's called a camisole.
Oh,
an actual.
I said too. I was like, you look hot in that stringy tank top. It's got a word.
Yeah, it's called a camisole. And then I got on a sweater, then a jacket, a scarf, and a like coat.
Let me say that I am not living in this world where we are that couple that looks identical. She is biting on my fashion. Like I get this nice looking scarf and she just puts on one that's a similar color. I'm just like, what are you doing? We look like idiots. You know what I mean?
I look great.
She's just biting on my threads, man. But yeah, I don't know. What is next? Are we going to go look for I thought it would be fun to go like see a lava flow, but if it's this windy and cold.
If it's this windy, it might not be fun to do that.
But if we go back down the mountain,
and
maybe?
A lot of restaurants here close at 1.
Yeah, they do.
What a dumb time to close a restaurant. A lot of them just closed at 1. It's now 11:30. So it's about a 20-minute, 30-minute drive down the mountain, and that gives you an hour to get lunch.
Let's maybe do that.
Yeah.
And if we feel like we want to try to find the lava flow, which I don't know if we're going to do, we could maybe do that after lunch.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's feed ourselves so we don't end up in Hangry Town.
Yeah, I don't want to end up in Hangry Town in a lava flow.
And we're eating these emergency peanuts.
Yeah, that's true. We're fine. Okay. We're fine.
Without getting too far into the weeds about maybe being grumpy, there's a problem in Japan that I don't know if we are especially affected by for reasons that I'm not really clear on, just bad luck, but it tends to be a situation where you'll be like, okay, I found this restaurant, it looks really good, and it's opened, like their website says they're open, everything says they're open, you go there and they're closed. Like restaurants tend to take just like random days off, just like a complete random. And I mean, we often call and we're like, hey, are you opened or whatever? But sometimes if it's like a really small mom and pop restaurant that's super busy, they just don't answer the phone. So like doesn't give you like a real good answer on whether or not they're opened or not sometimes. That happened to us last night, actually. The place that we ended up eating dinner, we called and we were like, okay, no answer. I guess they're closed. We drove past it on the way to another place and they were open. And we're like, okay, so we'll just go there. So we're in a situation where like we are kind of looking for food, and Katie's coming back from the restroom, and it's just like, it's very hard to find a place that is like functioning and you can trust that it's functioning, and then you go there and like I said, it'll be closed, or you can't ever tell how long a wait will be when you just look up something online. Like, is there gonna be a big line, or like it has parking, but is the parking lot empty? And if it's not empty, then where do you put the car? Because like you have a car, and like if it's full, what do you do? And creates all of these like difficulties in finding a place to eat. So now we're like pushing up to 1 o'clock, where a lot of the restaurants in this area, for some reason, even though they're busy and have huge lines, they're closed or they are closing soon. So you just end up feeling like you have this like time limit. Like you have to eat, otherwise you're going to end up eating at the gusto. And it's just like, it's frustrating. It can be a frustrating experience. And that's what we're in right now. And usually we don't have the car to worry about, but now we just went and looked at a place and they had a line and all the parking lot was full. So we could have waited in the line if we didn't have the car, but round and round we go. So now we don't know where to go. And we're on like the third or fourth place we're going to try to find a place to eat as the sands of time fade away. How was the bathroom?
It was fine.
But it was there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. All right. So we're at least reset on that level and we can move forward with the next step.
Yes.
It took a bit, but we got some food, and we ended up parking at a 7-Eleven because the parking lot at the place that we came to was closed. And the place that we came to seems to have decent reviews. It seems okay as far as like the quality of the food and stuff goes. And it's just like your regular Japanese type of food. I got a yakiniku teishoku. This is like grilled meat, and Katie got the oyakodon, which is, the name of oyakodon is kind of fun. It's like the parent-child bowl. And it's because it's got like meat of a chicken and egg of a chicken all in the same thing. So it's the parent and the child all mixed together. It's kind of a weird name. The thing that has been a little surprising is that the staff here is a little interesting. It seems like one of the ladies that works here might be like a relative who they're letting work here because like trying to give her a job. Let's put it that way. And I'll kind of leave it at that. And you can imagine what that experience can be like. She's the one that we're interfacing with. And it's caused a couple moments of confusion, but we've made it through and we've got our grub. And
I'm not even waiting. It's been 45 minutes.
Yeah, it has been a while. The thing that we're noticing here is that the food is huge. Like the quantity of food that you get is a lot. Like the people.
Even the menu says like normally people would finish their plate, but don't feel like you have to because you don't want to be traveling with and feel sick from eating too much. Okay, make the portion smaller.
But anyway, I'm gonna eat some yakiniku up in here, y'all. I think they use, what is it? It's like is it a miso on there that they put on yakiniku?
I honestly don't know.
You're better at determining that. Can you tell me what kind of sauce that is? But it's good. It's like a Japanese, base. I don't know if it's miso though. But it's like
an onion ginger.
Onion ginger. Yeah. That's more along the lines of what it is. I knew miso was the wrong word, but it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really tasty,
it's
actually.
It's like a grated onion, gingery type thing.
Curious about the rice.
I never order oyakodon.
I was surprised when you ordered it.
Yeah. And the reason that I did is because this place has really high score. And I was just like, all right, well, if it's going to be good, it's going to be good here. And I'd say it's pretty darn good.
Is it good?
Yeah. But still, it's not one of my favorite dishes. There's something about it that's awkward and jelly. Like, I can shake this and it jiggles. And something's offsetting about that. But it's delicious. I am pretty happy now. Dude, I'm really full. Like, I got halfway through with that oyakodon and I was like, dang, that was a good meal. And I looked down and I was like, holy crap, there's a whole nother half to this. And then I started like practicing some Japanese on my phone to like have a breather. And then I ate the rest of it. I just want you to know that I told that menu to shove it and I did whatever the fuck I wanted. I don't know if this is noteworthy, but we don't see things like this strange structure that's behind me that looks like gunfire has gone all around it. Like, we've been in areas that have been inhabited by war.
This building looks as if it was here when the war took place. And I'm assuming all those holes are from war, you know what I'm saying? Like bullet holes. And apparently, I guess until like up through the 90s and stuff, this is what this area looked like. It was completely destroyed.
Albeit that Croatia had bigger pellets of guns, but it just looks speckled in a way that doesn't seem, it seems strange.
The building in itself doesn't seem Japanese to me, to be honest with you.
The only thing that seems Japanese is like that emblem up at the top that says like Mitsubishi to me, like something in there, like there's like some sort of flour mill inside of there that's been making flour since...
For what, udon?
Yeah. I want to try whatever's going on in there. Maybe I shouldn't commit to that. Could be atrocities. I came over here to see the pretty flowers, but then I also noticed the prison window. This building is scary. I don't know about this building.
We really only have like an hour or two left of time, I guess, before we need to start heading back to drop the car off so we don't do it at the last possible second, which I'm sure
that's just standard.
we'll do that anyways. So we're still in the Fujigo-ko area with the lakes. So we're going to head over to, which lake is it?
Saiko.
Saiko, which is kind of like the western lake is what it looks like the kanji means. And it's how far of a drive does it say? You said it like 20 minutes or something?
Yeah, it's like 10 minutes.
Okay, cool. So we'll be at a lake soon. The West Lake. Why are you giggling?
No, I don't. I would tell you. I don't want to tell everyone else.
All right.
I think about doing things, and then they make me laugh. I know those people were over there, and I thought about going "Rawr" at them, but they're so far away. They wouldn't have even noticed, but for some reason, I really wanted to growl at them.
You kind of startled me, if that helps you feel better. Our long journey to Saiko has resulted in a visit to the waterside.
The 10-minute drive. Well, it was more than that because we drove around the entire south part of the lake looking for a place to stop off.
Yeah.
You had to go all the way around to the top of the westernmost northern part. The most western northern part, and then there's actually a place to pull off. Why every time I speak of directions?
You're bad at directions, man. So it's a nice drive, though. We were just talking about how we're at the end of the fall leaves here. What is it, the 20th or 21st of November? If you had been here last weekend, like we had mentioned, I think we talked about this yesterday, it would have been optimal. It would have been explosive in the color. We've got like kind of like that subdued thing going on, but it's just fine. It's got its own flavor.
Inside of that, there's been some extreme pops, so that's been nice.
And the clouds and stuff, like even though the clouds keep you from really seeing Mount Fuji and seeing far off into the distance, it sort of just gives it a kind of a cool vibe, just like the clouds are floating on the hills and stuff. It feels, I'm not spooky isn't the right word, but just, I don't know, cozy kind of in a way or something.
It feels like a murder is gonna happen.
Yeah, a little cozy. Yeah, we agree.
Yeah. like this is seriously like the start to so many of those like that they found a dead body in the water and it was all cloudy and gray, and now we're definitely gonna have a Netflix series about this shit.
You kind of found yourself a little hill.
You try to come up here? So we'll knock you down.
I think I got this. Oh my gosh, that's really violent. That murder mystery is about to start for real.
Yeah, you about to be in the lake, son. Saw something spooky. We stopped. Now we're gonna go and suss it out.
Is it a long way back here, or is it like, I didn't see it, so.
I don't know. I was just gonna walk until I saw it again. It's not a very long way, but it might be on the other side of those trees.
What in the world? What was it? I don't think anybody wants us over there.
I don't know.
Oh no, there's people. There's people over there.
Dude, we're going over there. This is creepy as fuck. We got real close. And it's still pretty darn spooky, but the other side of it's actually pretty well tended to. For some reason, towards the street, this just looks like a ramshackled little area. But it's actually like I don't know if it's functioning as a business right now, but
it looks like it's just like a storage place or something.
Yeah, so it's a building that has use.
Or something.
But friends of mine, we will go, if we go out on a trip or something, we'll look for something called kyde, which is old abandoned buildings. You know, not even just buildings, like sometimes theme parks or things like that. And you just kind of go in and see what's going on in them, take some weird pictures, laugh with your friends. Like, it's stuff you would have done when you were like 5 in your neighborhood. Like, I was a dangerous child. This is not kyde, but it's creepy.
It looks like it from this side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that roof is in real good shape with all that greenage on there. I wonder if it actually is not, like, is it leaking in there, or have they sealed it somehow, or like what's the deal here?
Why isn't it on the other side?
Yeah, the other side looks fine.
Yeah, the other side looks well tended. This side just completely forgotten about. Somebody doesn't know that there's a back side to the building. Where are we?
We're at a shrine of some sort.
Yeah, we saw some girl just spinning in a poncho. We were just like, what's going on over there? It looks pretty cool. Thanks, poncho girl.
Anytime you see a little forest and it's got these like lantern things, you know you're in for some cool like atmosphere. And then in this case, they've also got these giant pine trees that are like towering over us. And we've kind of been like in a forest and stuff for the last couple days, but it's especially cool to see a different type of tree. And I think that even though you get the colorful trees, I think I like pine trees the best. They smell cool. They're huge, like me.
You can depend on them.
You can depend on them.
There and be green.
Yeah, I don't know. They're my. I think they're my favorite trees. I think that's where we're coming to. I'm gonna put that in the books.
Like that's a really bland tree to love.
What?
It's like
they're like me. You find me bland? Like I'm tall and dependable. I'm
far from it, but yeah, that's true. Tall, dependable.
Here.
It ain't easy being green.
I do feel a little froggy, yeah. Sometimes we talk about how all shrines and temples kind of end up kind of blurring together and feeling the same, but that's really not true. A lot of the really small ones that are just not like built around really important places tend to kind of all blur together a little bit. But when you have standout shrines and temples, and this is a shrine, they really stick out and they're really cool. And this is a good example of one that's actually pretty awesome. Everything here seems huge. It seems like it's on a bigger scale than you would normally be. And maybe that's because it's representative of and in the area of Mount Fuji, which is huge and on a bigger scale than things usually are. The trees on the outside of the shrine are really big. And when you go inside of the shrine area where people will put donations in, there are these two like giant faces, these masks, and they feel really big and like they're looming over you a little bit. Even as a huge person, everything still feels like it's towering over me. Something that's of note that we got to see that I've never seen before is they have that little donation box. When people go up, they throw like some money into this box and they pray, right? I've never seen how they empty this before, but we're kind of at the closing moments of this Shrine's Day, and the dudes that work here came out and opened the box, and it like lifts forward, and then underneath of it is a big piece of cloth. So when you throw the money in, it falls onto the cloth. and then they just pick up this cloth with all the money in it, and then they can take it, and that's how they collect the donations.
They look like they're robbing a bank with a bag full of money.
Yeah, they do look like they're gonna be like scooting with the bag. Yeah, and the box doesn't seem like it's like funneling the money super well onto the cloth, because they have to like scoop it off where it falls, and some people miss the box and things like that. But I didn't realize that there was this big cloth in there. They just bundle it and then off they go. And it makes me wonder if they have some sort of electronic money counting device or something in the back that they can pour it all in. You know, a Coinstar? Is there a Coinstar back there or something, so they can like figure out like how much did they get? Otherwise, they got to take all this to the bank, and the bank is probably like, oh, these shrine people and their 5 yen coins. Oh my gosh.
They got a coin kami somewhere here.
What'd you call it? Coin kami? Oh yeah. Okay. Oh gosh, Katie. But yeah, I'm really glad we saw the girl in the poncho doing spins. She was like taking Instagram pictures or something, because it drew us into this thing, and it's actually really cool. Otherwise, we just would have spun right past it. So thanks, poncho girl.
Do the bandit again?
The bandit? He's like, is that right? Do I got it? We've dropped off the wheels. We didn't name those wheels, and we didn't even talk about the wheels at all, which is funny because this is a driving video. But they were fine wheels, a little black car.
But it wasn't the driving of that car, it was the driving in general.
In general. What it was, a Vitz, I think is what it was. I think that's what it was called. Yeah, it was a good couple of days. We went one night, 2 days, 1 night. That's a quick trip for us. And it was fun to get to drive. And my takeaway from this is that I'm glad I have a driver's license, and cars are fun, and I'm super glad I don't own one. Like, that's really what it comes down to. Like, it gives you access to things, but like, you sit in a lot of traffic, like especially in Japan, because the stoplights and stuff are terrible, and we were in a touristy area on a weekend during a time where there's a lot of people out. I mean, I don't know.
We did a great job.
But I mean, still, like, it was, you know, it's good to drive when you can get out and move around and see things and stop and just see that little building that was off the side of the road. You're like, what was that? Turn around, go back. Like, there's definitely things that are awesome about it. But I'm glad I don't own a car, because I don't want to live that life. I'm glad that I can rent it and just do it when, you know?
It can be a leisure.
Yes.
A leisure activity.
Yeah. And also, like we had talked about, like, if you have to find a parking space for like a restaurant or something, that can just turn into a problem. And I'm glad I don't live that life as my whole life. I'm glad that I'm a public transportation guy.
I can slide in that noodle shop whenever I want.
When we dropped off the car, it happened to be raining where we dropped it off. And this is so Japan. Like, the girl came out, like, after I didn't pay, after I got my receipt and stuff, because we paid when we picked up the car. And she was like, you want some umbrellas? Like, and she was like, here's some free umbrellas. And they gave us some free umbrellas because she knew we were going to have to walk in. She saw that we didn't have umbrellas, and she's super nice because she's Japanese. Like, this is really nice.
This 10-minute walk to the train station is a lot drier.
Yeah, it's just wonderful. So, I guess we should walk.
Over.
Yeah, the weekend's over, and we need to get it on a train.
Yeah.
So that means the video's over as well. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was a fun one. I really like the fujigo-ko area. I think that it is a really cool place that I'd like to explore more, to be honest. And I think there's a lot more to find. We saw people walking trails and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So, like, yeah, I could go back.
We've always treated it as a car situation. We slept in a van the first time. This time we went in a car.
I think you need a car.
We've never really done it as like a on-foot type thing.
Yeah, if you had good weather, you could just take a train all the way down there and then just pick a lake and like walk around the lake for the week, like weekend or whatever. Mm-hmm. That could be fun.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do that in the future.
Maybe.
Good night. I've now finished. Oh, wait, you're gonna look?
Yeah,
oh, you had a thing. Okay,
you
go.
got hamster dance stuck in my head.
I have hamster dance?
No. You got it stuck in my head because of whatever you were just humming, but now all I can hear is
No, we're gonna get copyright struck. You can't do that. You can't do that.
Oh, my bad.
That hamster's gonna be slamming that ban button.
They even know it in my hamster accent.
Those robots are getting pretty good. Speaking of those robots, if you can hit the like button and leave comments and make sure you're subscribed and all that stuff, it helps the robots like our videos more, and then more people find us, and then
those robots are really into the popular stuff.
Yeah, they really do. They're only into the popular stuff. So yeah, if you can help us out with all those things, that'd be awesome. And this is the end of the Fuji-Q videos. There's 2 of them, so this is the second one.
Fuji-Q or
Fuji-go-ko?
Were you riding roller
roller coasters
In my
or
mind.
driving a car for the first time in 10 years.
Well, the way you got sick on the first video, you might have been feeling like you were on a roller coaster.
I was on a roller coaster.
And we're going to have a whole bunch more stuff coming. We filmed a whole bunch down in the Kyoto, Hyogo, Tottori, Kobe region. So there's going to be a whole bunch of videos coming with the beginning of the next year. And we hope that everybody is around to check those out. And the subscribe button is the best way to be there, and the notification bell and all that stuff. And also, we have a bunch of stuff to check out in other places if you're into other places instead of YouTube, or also in addition to YouTube. Can you do them?
Or on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We also have a Patreon, which makes it possible to do these videos at all. Thank you to everybody over there.
And there's perks and stuff over there if you want to check that out. Linked below.
And we recently did a live Twitch session for Christmas where we played Christmas games.
Yes, that was fun.
Or a Christmas game.
Just one.
Yeah, just one. One's enough.
One Christmas game is probably enough. Thanks, everyone.